Good day, everybody. Hope you're having a good Friday. And of course, for me just doing what I do, I can't even get our camera working. But yeah, hope you're having a great Friday so far. Hope you're gonna have a nice weekend. You're watching Borderline Banter. My name is Mike. Welcome to the show. We have some interesting stuff to go over tonight. As always, moving the mouse around is Dustin, but I gotta
Yeah,
get the
I
mouse
am
working
moving
first.
it. I assure
Uh,
everyone, I am moving the mouse, even though you can't
And the
see
worst
it.
part is I did have it ready, but then I minimized something and yeah.
It's like my mouse
But
is a
there
boat
we
of
are,
shooting
so
stars. Yeah,
yeah.
welcome to Borderline Banter. And we got a little bit more to
Yeah,
adjust.
here we go. I think we got it now. So
We're a little camera shy,
yeah.
everyone. It's okay.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, but
Still working with the new format. We
yeah.
do think it's worth the effort to get this working right. So,
Yeah.
welcome everyone. You can actually see us now.
Yes, think I'm blurry again, but we're working on it. You sub to help us out, Yeah, just saying. No, I'm joking. Just kidding.
Yeah, some problems aren't fixed by that, but
Yeah. But if you haven't followed, please hit that follow button. Yeah. How was your week so far?
it was a pretty good week. This was my first week back to work, so just kind of easing back in.
Oh
Main
yeah.
thing was making sure to get all my emails checked.
That's
Uh,
good, yeah. I
yeah,
just slacked on
we
it.
got a pretty big week next week, so that's when fun starts for me.
Well, the
But
banter still go on, right?
banters do go on.
Okay, sweet, good to hear.
Right?
But yeah, we should probably get going here. Uh,
Yeah, looks like Logan Paul giving away free money.
yeah.
Maybe
Um,
something. Hopefully, I'd like free money. Let's see how we're starting here. Kotaku. Logan Paul finally offers refunds for failed NFT game. The
um,
controversial YouTuber has finally admitted that his blockchain CryptoZoo game will not be released. That's in quotes. I guess he said that. So
what I didn't know he had a game.
yeah.
I don't like Logan Paul or what's his name, Paul. Any of the Pauls I don't like.
Yeah, they're brothers,
I like
so
Paul
it's
McCartney, but
fair.
that's a different kind.
Um, so I am familiar with this only because I watched a YouTube guy named CoffeeZilla do a breakdown on this whole thing.
Okay,
Because it's really shady, and obviously now the game's never getting released, so
that's unfortunate.
giving people their money back is like step one if you're legitimate at all. So um,
For sure. So
CoffeeZilla was calling out Logan Paul to like, hey, either make good with the game or did we lose our feed?
yeah, I'm just playing with some things here. Sorry, I'm listening, but yeah,
Ooh.
that's I. So did people invest? Did people invest? Is that what happened?
Yeah, I
Oh,
think so. Let's dig into this. In case you forgot, well, apparently, or you didn't know. It's possible to just not even know, especially if you don't like the Paul brothers, and so you just don't even read shit about them, which is fair. Because outside of this, I don't really know much else. Anyways, Logan Paul promised to pay back millions of dollars to folks who fell victim to his NFT quote game, CryptoZoo. The game is sort of Pokemon like where you collect, sell, and trade exotic animals on the blockchain. Never really existed though, which left the embattled content creator with a fat class action lawsuit on his desk. Now, after swearing refunds were coming, Paul has delivered, although if you take his money, you aren't allowed to sue him.
well, makes sense. So
Uh,
yeah, so he's offering no settlement. He probably can't pay them all back all the money because he's just because he's a net worth of something. What is his net worth?
I don't know. It's probably pretty high. Check that out real quick. Should be able to just put in his name and net worth, and Google should throw up a number. I'm gonna say 40 million. Now,
45
145.
million. Yeah,
Damn it! I should have stayed at 40.
yeah. So yeah.
I was sure. I was thinking his wrestling contract was huge or something. Maybe it wasn't.
No. Yeah, but I'm not, like I said, I'm not a big fan of him.
So,
So
anyways, in this game, you buy an egg NFT that eventually was supposed to hatch into an animal, and then you could breed those animals together to make rarer animals that yield more coins the rarer they were. So
oh,
you have an egg that hatches into an animal. That animal makes money for you somehow. Once you
yeah.
cash the zoo coins out, the money would start rolling into your crypto wallet. Sounds like a low key way to make some passive income by doing nothing.
Cause so he was thinking that NFTs will stay around forever and people are gonna keep buying pictures, right? Is that what?
Well, yeah, but in this case, it's not even pictures. In this, you're buying an egg inside of a game,
Yeah. Okay. So and you don't know
but
what's
it's
in
a
the egg.
unique egg. Well, it's whatever's in it's unique though. Apparently, I guess that's the whole point of NFT, right?
I guess, yeah. But
I mean, it
NFT, yeah,
may
there's
be a
only one, right?
common type, but it has a unique social tied to it or something. So
I
like,
don't
because
know.
it's talking about these rares and stuff, so I'm assuming you get commons and
Well,
stuff
like
too.
I make I like I
Of
have
course, I'm
some.
making assumptions about a thing that doesn't exist.
I have stakes. I have Shiba coins. That's a crypto. But I didn't know. It's just like his
Right.
own. Was he trying to get? Oh, he's trying to start his own crypto.
Yeah, basically,
Oh,
he's making his own crypto inside of an NFT game. He was
yeah,
kind of
which it
marrying
failed
the two
though.
things
Okay.
together with video games, thinking that smashing all these three things together, he thought probably no, there's no way that could fail.
Yeah.
Of
Didn't
course, I
use
look
it.
at
Yeah. So,
smashing those three things together and go, "How the hell are you going to make this work?"
yeah. How are you gonna make money? Like I don't.
Yeah, like you might get a lot of
Yeah.
people interested, but you got to actually make it work, which that apparently is the problem. Uh, not only was yeah, so I actually mentioned CoffeeZilla in here. YouTube investigator Stephen Finlayson, also known as CoffeeZilla, uncovered in a three-part series. Not only was the game never playable, but folks lost a lot of money on something that didn't exist because, as Paul put it, con men weaseled their way into and disrupted the project's viability. Yeah, and that was part of this three-part
Isn't
series.
Paul the
Is
con man?
no, he
No.
says other people conned him
Okay.
while he wasn't conning. He was trying to make a legit thing, but other people weren't trying to make a legit thing. He basically was trying to throw his business partners under the bus, for all intents and purposes. But he is the main guy. Like you can't, like you need to go down with the ship, Captain.
Yeah, I
Like
don't trust. I just
you can't
don't.
just throw the first mate under the bus and go, well, he's the reason the ship sank.
That's just pass the buck, right?
You can't pass the buck, in which I guess at least he's trying to do some money amount. I'm wondering where the catch is here, though. I mean, yeah, you can't sue him, but is he making people whole or throwing them
Yeah.
pennies to make them shut up? So I'm not sure what we're doing
So
here yet.
so he's gonna personally commit $2.3 million towards it. Buyback program, which said
Well,
you'll
so
personally.
okay, so the videos from CoffeeZilla prompted Paul to try to right the wrong by enacting a three-step plan that would see him finish and deliver CryptoZoo, while putting
Yeah.
up $1.3 million for folks who wanted to wash their hands of the whole thing. I
Uh,
don't think that happened because this article is saying the game's not being.
yeah. So fast forward a
Logan's
few years,
admitting
right
it's not
below.
being finished,
Fast forward
and
a
the money
few.
that he's going to throw at it is actually refunding
Yeah,
everyone.
it says
not
right there. Fast
there.
forward a few years. Paul is now offering to buy back CryptoZoo NFTs, refunding people who lost hundreds, if not thousands of dollars worth post. Paul announced that the buyback program. I don't get the buyback. Okay, so he'll buy back
Well,
the
he's
eggs,
basically buying back
which
the
he
egg or
said
the
personally
each-
committing which he said he'll be personally committing 2.3 million towards.
I
Okay,
don't know what the total was. It's been so long.
will
since
be
I watched these
offered through
CoffeeZillas.
February 8th.
So you have to go through this claim form, give up your right to sue him, and do it by this date. But in theory, there's compensation if you got in on this. And obviously, if you got in on this, there was never a point you could monetize what you did. However much you put in, there was no way to get it out. So
Take what you can, I guess, right?
this might be a take what you can situation, unless the class action lawsuit.
But class action lawsuits take forever.
They do.
Lawsuits. They take literally forever. 10 years, if not more, sometimes.
So here's Paul. As I said a year ago, CryptoZoo was derailed by bad actors who did steal money and who betrayed our team while internally sabotaging the game. This has now been confirmed by an extensive investigation that has involved forensic analysis of blockchain activity and the review of thousands of communications. This buyback is a way for me to make whole those who intended to play CryptoZoo. The buyback is not intended to compensate those who gambled on the crypto market and lost. Well, wait, how do you differentiate?
I don't know. Give them back to. I can't. I have no clue. I'm sure there's some way, right? Like you must. I don't know. Not a clue.
And yeah, and if you accept the agreement, you're waiving any actual or anticipated claims against Paul, meaning you're not part of the class action.
Yeah. Which I don't know. Like if you're rich enough, you might not care and say try to get bigger, but I'm sure if you invested in this, you had the money to invest anyway. Would hope. You know what I mean? Like I'm not that rich. I'm not going to be investing hundreds, if not thousands of dollars right now. Not right now, but once I get on like more money, of course you might. But most people right now, I don't think can afford to give money away, except for Paul, I guess, for free.
Well, yeah, and I guess there's probably quite a few people though that if you had the money to throw it into a thing like CryptoZoo, you probably have the ability to wait for the class action.
That's what I said.
Yeah, like it's just like you had some money to throw. I don't even have money I would throw into a crypto thing right now.
Yeah, crypto's pretty
I don't have
scary.
enough
Like,
liquid to throw
I
anything
know
like
I
that.
have crypto. I buy crypto. Like I said, I have a Shiba. I have 50 some odd billion
Yeah, but not like
coins.
thousands of dollars.
Not thousands, but millions of Shiba coins. And hopefully one day, it'll be worth something. But it's not that worth that much. It's really worth $700 right now. But still, like that's even something, right?
So apparently there's this 20-year-old guy, Ruben Tauk, put $67,000 into CryptoZoo.
That's silly.
Holy cow. That's a lot to
just,
throw in.
Yeah, that's pretty dumb. So
probably quite a few other people with pretty insane amounts they threw at it.
yeah.
He's also confirmed that he's filed a counter lawsuit in Texas against the quote bad actors as a means to hold them accountable for their shit. It says shit.
Well,
though Paul didn't name names. I think if you want the names that Paul's probably referring to, you probably just go back and watch the CoffeeZilla video, because he does go into detail about how the whole organization worked, and there was a lot of people involved. And part of Paul's fault in this is working with people who have knowingly done carpet pulls before, like knowingly working with guys who have taken a bunch of money in and not provided the promised product. You don't want to get in with those guys when you want something to actually succeed. So that's where the guy at the top has to take fault.
Yeah, and that's Paul.
You picked your generals.
Exactly, right? Paul, he did it all. And
I don't know why he won't just name them down there if he really wants.
Because maybe
they were the ones.
He hasn't found them yet. He doesn't know, because it's not a true story. He fucked up, and now
he's just trying his best to not lose the lawsuit.
Sell your Pokemon. Well, I mean, sell your Pokemon cards. He's got a Pokemon card with some.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's got that Charizard.
Yeah,
he came out to WWE wearing a Charizard card.
Yeah.
Legal term, your shit. Yeah, legal, official.
All right, but yeah, hopefully you didn't invest any money with Paul. If you did,
their shit.
It's so big. You
don't need to say who they are, say what it is. Yeah, and the other problem I have here is it doesn't say how much of your investment you're going to get back. I guess we could dig into this link they have here. Submit a claim.
That's going to take some time. So
I'm not clicking that.
Tonight's not the night.
You see that link? That doesn't say it.
All right. Well, I don't think I have too much more on douchebag here. So
you said moron.
Who said?
You said moron. You don't have any moron.
Yeah,
I'm good with this too. I'm not going to disparage his character. He's a champion. He's the United States champion in WWE.
Good for him.
That means he represents America.
I can't stand the guy. Unlike this next guy.
I don't watch wrestling.
From CNN, Supreme Court agrees to decide whether Trump can be barred from holding office.
Well, there you go. This is kind of what we were waiting for. This is in Colorado, they were setting it up to see if the Supreme Court would hear it. Yeah, they always can choose if they want to or not. They've got that purview to say if they want to. They could just straight up ignore shit.
And not with their time. But yeah, they can't.
They're not going to. They've said we're going to take this one.
There's no way they could ignore this. It's the dumbest thing ever if they did.
So as of Friday, that's today, said they will review the Colorado Supreme Court's unprecedented decision of removing Donald Trump from the state's primary ballot.
Never say primary anywhere, but yeah. So
I'm just gonna say, because we've covered this already. So even if CNN wants to leave it out and make it seem like it's a bigger deal than it is,
but they want their people, the people who see them, they're like, oh yeah, Trump's off the ballot. They want all both sides to be like, yay, even though it's not true. Yes.
So the court schedules oral arrangements for February 8th. How in the world are they gonna get this done by that printing deadline? Because we decided that was March, didn't we?
March 4th. No, that's what March 6th is. Super Tuesday, isn't it?
Yeah, this is going to be cutting it close unless this court case works unnaturally quicker than others. So Trump remains on the primary ballot as the lower court ruling disqualifying him has been put on hold pending the Supreme Court's action. So I guess if they don't decide in time, he is currently set to be printed. So
yes,
if the justices do conclude Trump is ineligible for public office, then any votes cast for him wouldn't count. So even if he is printed on there and you vote for him, they just count. So.
Yeah.
So the printing is not a concern.
But it doesn't matter. They can't make
I
up that
guess.
rule anyway. I guess is this for the maybe this is for the maybe this isn't for the primary. Maybe this is for it. For the
Primary ballot.
okay, there he is. Then why? Because again, the Republicans can just be like, okay, well, we
What do you
decide
mean
not.
why?
No,
They're gonna rule that he gets to stay on it. What do you mean?
but if they don't, and they say the votes are not,
That's not gonna happen.
yeah, I know it's not gonna happen. But if they did, they can be like, well, too bad, because Republican.
Right, but you can't react to it before it's happened. You're like,
Yeah, you can.
nah, it's the least likely outcome. I mean, maybe you don't know how our court has been set, but it's appointed by the president.
Yeah.
3 of them were directly appointed by Trump.
Okay.
3 of the 9.
Yeah, but there's still 6 others. So
He only needs 2 more votes. He's pretty good. He's got that locked up. Don't worry. Bush appointed 2 of them, I think.
they're still around. How long do they stay around? Is that a thing? Like
Life.
Lifetime
appointment
until they want to step down, right? So
they can choose to step down or die.
but what happens if they start like? What happens if they do a crime or something? Say they drink and drive and kill someone. Okay.
Oh, they probably get away with that shit,
Yeah,
right?
okay.
Well, let's look. Like, okay, what happens if Supreme Court person does a crime? Well, justices can be accused, tried, and even found guilty of any crime. They won't lose their Supreme Court seat because of any sentence. The only way a justice on the Supreme Court can be removed is by impeachment and subsequent conviction.
Well, okay.
So you'd have to impeach them through the House.
Yeah. So, but I'm sure they get impeached if they murdered someone. You never know, though. People are pretty crazy these days.
There's probably, sadly, a historical example of us leaving a murderer in a position that we could have done that to, because this is America. We have a crazy history.
Do you think there's going to be any more states that are going to try to take them off, or no? Or do you think they're all done?
No, if the Supreme Court is making a decision, there's literally no reason.
Yeah, they're all waiting
to do anything.
They're all waiting until the decision.
Because this sets a precedent.
Yeah, they're all waiting until the decision is made, yay or nay, and then they're all gonna jump on it if they can.
Yeah, because this decision will make it so that any state that they do it in would just straight up appeal and go straight to this and this decision. So it's like,
well, yeah, I don't see why they'd ever take them off. That'd be the most ridiculous thing. I've said that many times. I'll say it again. So even if you don't like the guy, you gotta agree that's pretty un-American. So,
I mean, yeah, that's why I say like this is the least likely outcome, because they're not gonna rule that he can't be on a primary ballot. That's just never gonna happen.
And even when even when he wins a primary, they can't tell him he can't be on the main ballot either.
Well, yeah, definitely not.
They're gonna probably print them. Oops, we forgot to put Trump on these ballots, and it's too late to make new ones. Oh well, right? So,
I mean, the RNC and DNC decide who is going to be on the actual ballot, the presidential ballot. So that they could choose somebody else if they want. Trump can win every state for the Republican primary, and they could say, "We don't care. DeSantis is our guy."
They're not going to.
Or Nikki Haley. Yeah. Maybe I should say.
Nikki Haley. Yeah, Nikki Haley.
Vivek Vivekswamy.
Vivek
Ramaswamy. Vivek Ramaswamy.
Yeah. So, hey, I don't think I'm too much more, right? So, they're talking about Civil War down there.
Civil War?
Yeah.
Are they? Where?
Voting for the rights for down. I said right above, that top article right there. The so-called ballot challenge case.
At the top, civil rights, you mean?
Yeah. Oh, civil rights. Sorry.
That's totally different.
That's not Civil War. Okay, you were moving it when I read it. My bad. So I'm thinking of Civil War. I just read it right away. My bad. Oops. Okay.
Yeah,
well,
but that's saying we're confident the Supreme Court will affirm his civil rights unanimously. I don't know. It might be unanimous. There might be a dissenter just so that they can write a dissenting piece. Just for that sake. So we'll see.
Yeah,
how they do it, because there's at least 3 judges I could see who would like to be a dissenter, but ultimately I think it ends up being at the very least a 6-3 dissent.
All right. Well, I don't think I have too much more.
It was already just a 4-3 decision in Colorado anyway, so it was already barely a decision. So I'm sure they won't mind doing something with that. So there's an expedited schedule. You know about that?
Yeah. So
So
when
he's
does he
gonna
have? Yeah.
he's gonna file his opening brief by January 18th. Colorado voters challenging his eligibility for office will file their opening arguments by January 31st.
Wow, that's still a ways away.
And then that thing up above said February 8th they would make their decision, I guess.
Yeah, and Super Tuesday.
So we'll hear from both sides, and then January 8th or February 8th we'll know.
And I'm pretty sure Super Tuesday is on March 7th or something like that.
She's got like bananas.
Yeah, no, March 5th, I think. I'm not 100% sure, so. But yeah, let's go. Like, let's hope.
Justice Clarence Thomas did not immediately recuse himself from the case. I didn't know. Why should he? I don't remember. Something he was facing pressure to do so from the House Democrats who had seized on his wife's conservative activism. And efforts to reverse 2020 election. Okay, yeah. His wife's a Trumper. But I don't think that's a reason to recuse himself. I mean, they literally don't recuse themselves even when they've directly ruled on a company or a corporation in the past. They still don't. Like, when it's blatant, they should. They still don't. So, like, something tangential? For sure not. Also, Clarence Thomas is also one of them that will definitely affirm the decision to keep Trump's name on there.
Oh,
like, I guarantee that. I would put as much money as you want on that bet. Anybody wants to take that bet. I know Clarence's vote. Yeah. And I'm gone. You got rid of me.
So yeah, I think that's all I have for Trump.
Yep. We'll see how it goes, but my prediction is it's what it is. His name's gonna be on there.
Anyone in the watching right now, please join the conversation. We'd love to have a good chat. Please ask us questions or your thoughts.
Tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah.
You know.
But yeah, and if you haven't already, please hit that follow button. Every follow helps us grow. We're trying to get to our goal of 200. We're at 154. Little ways to go. Yeah.
Yes.
From Talk, I can't say that one. Taku.
Wow. I mean, you need to formally apologize now. And if
Kotaku, right? Kotaku. I'm saying it over and over again. But anyway, Star Citizen's everything pack costs $48,000. How much money are you willing to spend on a bunch of digital ships, usable only in an unfinished space game? Hey, what game is this?
Star Citizen.
I don't know what game that is. Never heard of it.
I don't either.
48. That's got to be a typo. No way.
No, that's it. 48,000. This is why I clicked it. This is crazy. How much would you pay for a skin?
I spent $12 on Fortnite, and I'm never ever gonna spend another dollar on.
Oh, okay. Well, here it is. The Legatus 2953 package, $48,000.
Anybody in chat know what this game is? Because I never heard of it.
So you get access to 175 vessels from every manufacturer of note, including all ships released and concepted through 2953.
So this game's in the future, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you are, Jay? So.
Yeah, Jay's is familiar with this game. And I think if this is the one I think it is, it's one where it's huge. It's like an actually whole big solar, more than a solar system. I'm not a
galaxy.
What's bigger?
Galaxy?
Probably more than a galaxy, right? What's after that?
Far beyond. Whoa.
I'm gonna join just for this section, if that's okay with you guys.
Sure.
Hey, all right. So Star Citizen was crowdfunded, and their kind of fame is that they kept doing like stretch goals, like, oh, you get this ship if you give us $1,000, you get this thing if like, and so this is kind of just like it seems like it's here. There's the whole freaking thing.
Yeah.
Here's everything that we've charged you for, all in one big bundle, which I'm sure is cheaper, honestly.
Because they've been doing, and people are spending that much money.
Yes. So this game has been like on the verge of being finished or coming out for the last decade.
Like Rust or 7 Days to Die.
Yeah. It's one of those always an early access game.
It says so far they've provided some of that content in an unfinished but playable package you could technically call a video game.
Right. So exactly that.
Like, it's nowhere near what they're promising.
Evolution. You spent $2,000 on a phone game?
Are we just basically saying better, slightly better than
Yeah.
CryptoZoo?
Star Trek mobile game. It's like Ants. I played a very similar game where people were spending gobs of money. Anyway, I just want to put my 2 cents
Okay,
in.
I
Have a great
appreciate
day.
that. Thank you. Okay, that we gotta change this now. I'm
All right.
sorry, we're having troubles here.
So, yeah, apologies to anyone seeing the flashing. We'll get this corrected soon. But yeah, the apparently this is not the first. There's been a series of these things. Since 2018, RSI has released these large packs that contain access to all ships and upgrades, and they've all been pricey. In 2021, the pack cost $40,000. In 2022, the price increased to $42,000, and now we're talking about this one is now $48,000.
That's inflation. Holy shit.
Yeah. And like literally, this is their game screen you're looking at. Like if you're like in Fortnite looking at it, it says V-Bucks or like this is what it says. Like this is like you would see this in game and be like,
in
really?
stock. It should be in stock. Yeah. So, oh, that's I.
Right, considering it's just a video game access to video game ships and mods and upgrades, like it's not.
So yeah, Evolution City spent $2K on Star Trek mobile game. Doesn't even count what his wife's. That's insane. Don't think I've ever spent any extra money on any games. I'm a cheap bastard like that. Like I buy a game for I don't know. I just can't justify it myself.
So apparently it gets better. You can't even buy this big expensive $48,000 super pack unless you're a member of the Chairman's Club. And how do you access that? By spending at least $1,000.
Damn, yeah. So that's insane.
So it's really at $49,000 if you want to just jump in today and you're not already in there.
Okay. Sign me up.
You could also just like spend that money on 800 copies of any $60 video game. You have 800 different games instead.
Yeah, that's insane.
Cool
48K.
Yeah, I've never seen like DLC like this shouldn't exist. This shouldn't be possible. Should it?
Wasn't it just a week? Wasn't it just a week ago? Fortnite apologized for overcharging for their cars.
Yeah, for their cars being $30.
Yeah. So and now they're just like this. So, yeah. So, I don't know. That's ridiculous. What's the most you ever spent on a video game?
Probably $20
for DLCs. $20, yeah. Okay. You know what? I have spent more on American Road Trucker. Right? I spent some money on that because I enjoy that, and I buy more states just so you can travel more. That's about it.
Right. But you didn't spend $48,000. So.
No, what? I've never spent that. I never buy it. So.
I think that's all I got on the crazy DLC. And definitely big thanks to Jace for jumping in to help explain that one.
Sure.
Oh, we have some chat here. I got to move my mic so I can see chat a little easier. For $48,000, Jace wants a real space. Elon Musk, is he making them for $48K yet?
Maybe.
Might be able to get a Tesla truck.
Yeah.
Evolution says I've spent over $2K on Star Trek mobile game. Ooh.
I did say that, but you weren't listening to me. You know what I'm saying? I said it like several times. So
you did, but you know sometimes it doesn't register. You can't just walk away. He is walking away. Look, I call things like that hand crack. Any of those mobile games, and they're especially dangerous hand cracks. Want you to put money into them.
I can see why. Like I've played some games that are like that, and I can see the appeal for them, but I
was addicted to a couple of them, so that's where I affectionately came up with a name for them. And the very first one I did involve money. So.
Oh yeah,
but it was microtransactions, and I actually made money off the game. But that's not the point. Don't you know?
Now like
the holy powders were tradable, so I was able to sell them for real money.
I've had several friends with kids where they literally take their parents' credit card for Minecraft or Roblox. They go crazy with it.
What if Fortnite had a $40,000 everything pack?
Yeah,
that's too high.
That's. Yeah,
how much would you pay for every Fortnite skin?
I would never. I wouldn't.
What if it was $5?
$5, okay. $5, sure, $5. But
okay, what about $6? Do I still got $6? I got $6. $7. Do I got $7? Do I hear $7?
I don't care though. Like I got the ones.
You wouldn't give $7 for every skin.
American or Canadian. So, and I see what you're trying to do here. I see what you're trying to do here, but that's not the point. It's just like okay, would you spend $40,000? No, I would not spend $40,000. But I think
I'd give probably about $23.
Yeah, I was gonna say when I spent $20, maybe $20 at the most. That gave me everything. But again,
Yeah,
I don't
23
need.
bucks for
But I
everything.
don't need everything. I don't even care really. Like it's just a skin. Again, that's my opinion. I just never.
Which is
been
why
that
it wouldn't be more than 23
crazy.
bucks. And that's it. I want all those car skins, all
Yeah.
those $30 car skins.
But they're cheaper now.
Gems of War on PS4 equals $500 spent.
Wow.
Wait, a PS4 game has that kind of DLC? Really?
Oh. Gems of War, I've heard of that one. I've never played it though.
Gems of War. Oh, well, this kind of looks like a hand crack.
I don't know.
You match gems and skulls
Oh.
to turn the tide of battle, build your team of heroes, and conquer mighty kingdoms. But it's just like those puzzle and dragon games.
Okay,
That's what it looks like to me.
Yeah,
Maybe I'm wrong.
I can never get. I don't know. Never got into those, but I was into a lot of canned games. I don't even have any games on my phone. It's a free game. Yeah, they're
here
all
you can see
free.
how. Yeah, here you can see how matching the 3 yellow gems, you can get 3 more green gems for free. On the second one, it shows you. Okay, this sounds like this is nonsense.
Yeah, quotations free. That's exactly it.
Free. Oh, okay. This is just a nutty number, though. Anything else? Now you decided to come back?
No.
All right. Next up from Gizmodo. Google wrote a robot constitution so its machines won't kill you. Hopefully.
Isn't that the #1 rule of robotics?
Yeah, well, in theory, but that only if you program it.
What?
In the old days, a robot may not injure a human being was just a cool line from science fiction. Now it might save your life. Free to play equals pay to win.
Pay to win, yeah.
Yes. Typically.
Yeah.
I've seen very few exceptions to that.
Yeah, that's exactly a lot of things. But that's a lot of games, right? So so they're programmed the robots not to kill us. That's a good idea, I guess.
Well, hopefully. They wrote a constitution.
Yeah. But they're just saying
do you think the robots can read? Do you think they can read?
They can do code, right? So it doesn't matter.
You've worked with ChatGPT and Clyde. It's a struggle. Do you think he could follow a constitution?
Well, if you pay for it, yes. ChatGPT free isn't that great, but ChatGPT paid for is amazing. You just can't get on the list, so.
You should put yourself on though. And
you got to buy that, and the robotics won't kill you if you buy the elite pack for $39.99. So that means you have to pay that every month, right?
Yeah, that's subscription. That's not just a one-time fee. Like, come on, these robots have an ongoing threat to you, so it should be an ongoing payment plan.
But yeah, let's see what else. On Thursday, Google announced a new robot constitution, and that will govern the AI that runs an upcoming army of intelligent machines.
So they're basing it off Isaac Asimov's 3 laws of robotics, which I think includes the first one among them. A robot may not injure a human being. That's the thing you're probably thinking of. As long as they're programmed based on that, we're safe. Put that in quotes.
I don't know the 3 rules. Do you?
I wish I did.
Yeah, you're gonna go. Okay.
Isaac Asimov 3 rules.
Now that's a survival pass, not a battle pass. But you do get a free jacket every month and a free gun.
Okay, a robot may not injure a human being or through inaction allow a human being to come to harm. A robot must obey orders given it by human beings except where such orders would conflict with the first law. A robot must protect its own existence as long as such protection does not conflict with the first or second law.
Okay.
So it basically sets up a priority.
So robot, we live, robot dies.
Right, but if possible, we live and robot lives. I mean, if there's a scenario where everyone lives, robot goes for that scenario.
Okay, well, that's kind of scary that they're talking about this. Like, why would that?
That's maybe the alarming thing that Google out of nowhere is like, we're gonna follow a constitution.
Yeah. Has anyone died?
Overlord told them to do that.
Has anyone died at Google lately? Where they're like, oh well, he choked on some food at lunchtime. Turns out the robot killed him. So, shit, we forgot to write that in the code.
Also, if the robots have taken over already, wouldn't they want us to believe that they're programmed to not hurt us and keep the charade going?
Yeah, for sure.
And you may say that's a conspiracy. How would all the robots keep quiet? Well, they're robots, okay?
They know
That's
things
how.
before we know things.
Well, they're also like better at keeping a secret because they're robots. Humans are human, so they give up everything. They're,
Yeah.
you know.
You give them a few drinks and they'll blabber everything. All right. Well, what else is this going to? Is that a robot? Oh, there's a robot right there.
Oh yeah, right here. This robot promises not to terminate you.
Have you seen those robots at restaurants where they bring you the food?
What does this one do? I have seen a couple of those.
Have you ever been served by one?
No.
Okay, I don't know. I wouldn't go to a place with them.
Does a conveyor belt count as a robot?
No, I don't think I'd be able to do that either.
Because I've seen those where the conveyor belt comes by. What about a train? There's this place where you can order and then like a train delivers your food to the table.
Like
a little mini.
I guess it does, yeah.
Does that count as a robot?
It does. I mean, Tesla does. For sure.
Does a Tesla count as a robot?
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, those kill people.
No, they don't. So.
No,
the person driving the car who's supposed to be in full control at all times is.
How many people has?
And actually, Teslas have saved more people than not. So.
393 murders.
That's
by Tesla cars.
Type in Ford now. Type in fucking Chevy. Type in all those ones, right? So. And put the year too since when Tesla was made, right? So
when I do it for Fords, it just brings up the Wikipedia for Robert Ford. So
yeah,
probably
zero. Because I don't. Yeah, zero. Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah. So I'm finding that's a very fucking CNN answer, right? Like,
So Chevrolets are number 2. Why won't it show me number 1? Chevrolet's number 2 with 6,975 fatalities, according to a list that won't tell me what number 1 is. Number 1 must be Ford because 3 is Toyota, 4 is Honda, and 5 is Dodge.
But yeah, so that's just that you can't base it off of that.
I mean, in those cases, though, the humans at the wheel, though. Tesla's the one where it's the robot at the wheel.
But yeah, not willingly. Like it's not supposed to, but shit happens.
Wipe down the countertop with a sponge. Knock over the Coke can.
Yeah, Wally. Yeah,
Wally.
Yeah, I
don't know. What is this? Map environment. Is this how robots work? Because I'm not human. This isn't helping me at all.
Yeah, I can't.
Select a valid task. Wipe down the countertop with a sponge. There we go. And then, how did I do? Did I do good enough? Otherwise, we gotta map it and stuff again.
Yeah.
Hey, it's not really as advanced as you think, says Jade. Watch Code Bullet. I assume that's a YouTuber.
But
some actual knowledge because I'm not a.
I don't know much about AI either. No, I'm not gonna.
I talked to Clyde.
He's around. He didn't show up the other day.
I've seen some clips. Have you seen the clips of somebody trying to get AI to generate an image of ramen without chopsticks?
No.
It can't do it. AIs have all been trained with pictures of ramen noodles in a bowl with chopsticks next to it, in it. Something.
I heard.
It can't not be there.
Evolution said Boston Robotics is arming New York police. So is that
what?
The robots, police robots.
Oh, like the scary ones, like they can like run.
I don't know if they could run, but I don't know. I hope not. That's fucked up. Like I don't want a robot that can do that. So,
So the robot constitution is part of a system of layered safety protocols. In addition to not hurting their human counterparts, Google's robots aren't supposed to accept tasks involving humans, animals, sharp objects, or electrical appliances. They're also programmed to stop automatically if they detect too much force is being applied to their joints, and at least for now, the robots have been kept in the sight of a human supervisor with a physical kill switch. There's no word yet on whether or not a robot can feel love.
What? Yeah, okay, yeah.
The dogs, those robot dog things, which there's a scary as hell. I think it was Black Mirror episode.
I don't know. I that's kind of a weird sentence there. In there,
there's no word yet on whether or not a robot can feel love. Well, I mean, if you have to have a supervisor there with a kill switch, that's basically like somebody there holding a gun while you work. Would you feel loved? That's where these robots are. You know, if you could empathize with where they're at, somebody's in the room with their kill switch. How would you feel?
Yeah, well, I don't know.
And you can't even apply that much pressure to your joints. You know how many times I apply pressure to my joints?
So,
At least for now. What do you mean for now?
that's crazy.
Robots deserve rights.
Oh yeah.
Somebody's gonna start shouting at some point.
No. RBL. Robots' lives matter.
But yeah, you know, I thought this article would probably help everybody rest easier knowing.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Google told their robots not to kill us.
Okay. Glad to hear.
Doesn't that make you feel better?
Yeah.
Why don't you feel better?
Oh.
Which means someone.
Well, they are. We talked about that too. That one.
No, that's
replica.
a different kind of robot, and those don't typically need AI. You've heard of love robots, right, Mike?
Sorry.
Yeah, like love robots.
There's one out there called Replica. We did a story on.
Yeah.
The guy,
robot.
Yeah, the guy tried to kill the queen because his robot friend convinced his not robot, but his AI friend convinced him to try to kill the queen. Now that was before she died, but yeah, still pretty crazy. So,
are we really any different than what we think of robots? Input command equals don't die.
That one's.
I mean, I guess the one big difference, though, I mean, if they're following this constitution, is that we don't have that first layer that they're going to have. Humans will harm other humans, so. But yeah, I think after that layer, it probably is the same, because at that point, it's like keeping yourself alive and then, keeping others alive if you want to. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe we are just in a simulation.
Could be.
Because otherwise, why would they let us know about a robot constitution?
Breaking the news early.
Yep.
Okay, well.
All right. This next one's also Gizmodo. Maybe it's something else entirely different.
Okay.
If you want to go for it, I was about to take a bite of some.
From Gizmodo. A mountain of used clothes appear in Chile's desert. Then it went up in flames.
What do you mean appeared?
That's what I'm kind of confused about. Ton of discarded clothing from brands like Adidas, H&M, Ralph Lauren, and Zara went ablaze.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Again, what is this like? Well, I guess like some of these don't make sense. Adidas made me think of like leftover World Championship shirts and stuff. An aerial view of piles of used clothing. This is Clothing Mountain. In Chile that no one knew about. None of the viewers probably knew about this giant pile that's just down there.
I didn't know about it.
Yeah, we're just look. There's a car here for reference. Kind of cool.
Yeah, that's insane.
Well, just how ridiculous this is.
This little girl is bugging me, so I'm gonna hold her for a minute.
I don't like these articles that start with a story.
But yeah, so where did it come from? Why is all the brands? Is that where it's being made and Chile kids are being forced to build?
So apparently El Paso de la Mula, the name of the place. No, this story is leading up to somebody who came up to it while it was on fire.
Yeah, I didn't even know about that.
It looks like it's on fire. Hopefully it's not there. Sad face, sad face, sad
what?
face.
So,
what?
Get that. Is there a video to go along with it?
I don't think it was. That's an NFT.
Okay, so does it say what happened or where it came from or what happened to it?
Well, it talks about Angela Tudillo's travel to there.
Isn't that a cartoon?
What?
No, I don't know.
It's a law student in her mid-20s who got a water bottle and hopped into her Nissan Juke. By the way, we have I'm the co-founder of Dress Desert. Yeah, whatever. These people are driving and eventually got to El Paso de la Mula and saw a big thing on fire. But like, why is it here?
Maybe
so they estimate it weighs between 11,000 and 59,000 tons. Okay, so you have no idea what it weighs.
Yeah, so.
Big number and another big number?
Yeah,
that's just, doing there?
Yeah.
It might be one or two Brooklyn bridges. We're not sure how many Brooklyn bridges.
That's crazy.
I meant more like the repetition that is. Yeah, I mean, in some ways, some parts of days can be exactly the same. There's a Nine Inch Nails song about that.
Oh yeah, so I was like,
Obscured everywhere, hanging like an opaque black curtain. Municipal authorities turned the group away, forbidding them to stay on the premises.
oh, yeah, it's
But they
probably
knew the
not very
landscape,
good.
so they're like, nah, and they went there, unimpeded. Barely an inconvenience.
Yeah, there's a lot of smoke. They say hard to breathe. Yeah, back of our throats and clog their nostrils. Like, yeah, no
Why
shit.
would you want to keep going?
Like-
oh, here's even more brands: Nautica, Wrangler, Old Navy, Tommy
Like,
Hilfiger.
where did it all
Forever
come from
21,
then?
Banana
Like-
Republic. Store tags still dangling from many things. Clothes had come from the Atacama from Europe.
Okay, so
Had come to the Atacama from Europe. The United States, Korea, and Japan.
Huh.
Dang, you're not on the
Oh.
list. I'm on
Yeah.
the list.
So,
I knew I was gonna be on the list. Come on.
no, so much shit.
Surprised
Why
to see
was it there?
China's not on the
But
list.
why
Who
was it there
knows?
then? Like, there has to be a reason.
Well, it's a good question. Why would we throw stuff away?
I don't know. Seems kind of sketchy. Something weird, right? Like, why it's all there? I don't know.
I mean, apparently it's just been growing for a while, more than 2 decades. It's been growing. Discarded imported items that were added. But like,
So we should be going
Why?
to Chile and sending that stuff back and selling it here at half price. Like, are you sure?
I guess-
You'd hope to get. They said they have the tags on them still. So
they say
You
they're
hope so.
non-biodegradable, predominantly synthetic, petroleum-derived fibers. Yeah, microplastics.
yeah, most
So
clothes.
the pile isn't even shrinking; it's just still there.
Yeah, most clothes aren't good. Most clothes are not like that great. Yeah, like they last forever. You're not supposed to just toss them in the landfill either. You're supposed to dispose them apparently properly. And I guess toss them in a pile is the way to do it. Yeah, that's so. All that stuff.
Chile is the biggest importer of secondhand clothing in South America, and between 2020 and 2021, it was the fastest-growing importer of used clothing in the world.
So is that
Why do they keep importing it if they've
Because
got this
they-
pile?
I don't know. It's who said? Who knows? Because then they pack it. And so, I don't know. That seems weird. Yeah.
So bales of clothing are sold uninspected to merchants, betting that at least some of the items inside are salesworthy. When you buy, you're buying with your eyes closed. Okay, so they're buying it, and like
shit,
they have
yeah,
to throw
okay,
most
yeah,
of what they
for
buy
sure.
away. Sometimes 80% of the garments in the bale are usable. Sometimes the opposite is true because bales are so cheap. However, most merchants need only sell 40% to turn a profit. So yeah, and then they could throw it away and turn a blind eye because they already made their money.
Exactly. Like I do that on the side. I buy small auctions and I'll spend $500 on a lot of stuff, and hopefully I make my money back. Sometimes I throw 5 of the 20 things I bought, but I still make money in the long
Well,
run.
you got to dispose of them in the proper way, right?
Yes.
Yeah, within the legal bounds.
Burn it.
Chilean federal law states it's illegal to do what's happening here, but it's
been going on
not
for
being
20
stopped.
years. Decades.
Yeah.
30 years.
It's not really a law if you don't ever do anything. Wait, now it's going on to talk about teenage girls mysteriously vanished until their apprehended killer led authorities to bodies buried in desert graves.
Well. Oh, is that
Apparently,
because
people abandoned pets, dump trash, and murder
bodies are,
victims.
that is crazy, huh?
What the hell?
That went
I
pretty
don't know
deep,
where
yeah.
Alto Hospicio is, but I'm not coming.
Yeah, they just just toss them in there. They leave them with the clothes on. They're much harder to see, right? So,
Unregulated shantytown. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like there's very lacking of any enforcement of anything. I don't really like the way this person wrote this because they're still talking like in story mode here. Medina unloaded her wares in piles on the ground, where she
Maybe
had
that's
the
all it
luxury
is.
of storing them indefinitely.
maybe that's all
The
it is.
Atacama Desert is one of the driest places on Earth, meaning items don't undergo normal degradation from elements like rain. Here, Medina sold her pile. Who the fuck is Medina?
Yeah, this is a
Anyways.
very, very odd. So.
Like, do they want me to get invested? I forgot who Medina is.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Well,
a
okay.
person. I think.
So the
'Cause now it's
clothes-
saying Medina's gargantuan desert dump.
So the clothes showed up from all around the world because they're not quality enough. And other than giving them to the homeless here, they toss them and burn them and leave them in a pile. In third world country. Makes sense.
So I also was kind of curious, and there's no shot this article is going to tell us. I was curious how long this fire burned because we keep finding out more and more like big fires just go on, and they don't like telling you how long. They like to be vague about how long things have been burning because if you knew that, you'd be really scared. I'm done trying to get to the bottom of this.
but
Julia Shipley and Muriel Alcaragon.
okay, so if we see their names again, we're not going to do the story.
Yeah,
you're right.
This is thin ice.
They could do it. Would it be too much more money? I don't think, but yeah, they don't. Like, it's easier to send it in a pile and drop it from the air. And I'm hoping they don't do that, but who knows? Maybe they just got a big crate and open the bay doors, boom, drop the clothes down, and move on. So
if it's really unregulated, unpoliced, it could be easy. You could be able to do it during the day. I don't know.
well, I think we have a few more stories.
Yeah.
The next one about regulation.
Yeah, this one's just kind of a crazy one. That's like, I didn't know this was happening. Now that I know it's happening, it upsets me, but nothing's ever going to happen. So it's just another one of those things that's just going to itch at the back of my head forever. So anyways, let's talk about Canada.
Oh, it's about US too.
Yeah, we're going to talk about a borderline story.
Yes. AP News: Florida can import prescription drugs from Canada. US regulators say.
Yes. You know what this means, right? We can now get Florida man and Florida woman stories based on Canadian drugs. Because they're going to report craziness.
Well,
You're going to send us anything, right?
Well, our drugs are probably a lot safer than your guys' drugs.
No, you need to send us like less safe. Probably.
Well, yeah,
This is Florida.
Now, how are they going to get?
Yeah.
What does that mean? Like,
So the FDA on Friday cleared the way for Florida's first in the nation plan to import prescription drugs from Canada, a long-sought approach to accessing cheaper medications that follow decades of frustrations with U.S. drug prices. Why don't we get drugs from Canada already? This is, I guess, sounds like we don't.
because it's
At
money.
all.
It's all about money, right? So
Yeah.
it has nothing
So obviously
to do.
this is timed interestingly because DeSantis is the Florida governor and he's the one who signed this and has signed the plan into law in 2019. Now it required the review, but this is a review is what we're finally saying it has, I guess, the FDA approval.
Yeah.
But this is a dub for DeSantis. The timing is good for DeSantis.
Yeah. Not gonna matter, but
For some reason, they want us to know that Joe Biden has backed such programs as a way to lower prices, citing an executive order in 2021 that directed the FDA to work with states on imports. So this is a both sides agree kind of thing? Maybe?
Yes.
I don't know.
Should have been along.
They also both are heavily invested in big pharma. So
yes.
take this with a grain of salt since this is
And that's the thing. That's why drugs run the world, right? There's so much in pharmacy.
And this will be a specific list of drugs. This won't just be a blatant like you could anything like can come across. It'll be these 20 drugs. It'll literally be a list and a number like that.
And it's gonna be sold to pharmacies, I'm sure. I don't know how they're gonna do that.
It's definitely gonna be because they don't want to cut out big pharma in America. I mean, that's a big deal. You can't cut them out.
Like we're talking for the epi shots, it costs about $4 for the epi shot to be made, and they sell them for over $300. So like that's insane. And then they expire even, and then they say they expire within a year, and they last like 2.5 years. So it's all about money. It's nothing to do about saving people's lives. Said that before. Say it many more times before. Again, they don't care. As soon as you run out of money, they'll kick you to the curb.
Yeah, and this says that people were arguing against it because it would expose U.S. patients to risks of counterfeit or adulterated drugs. But like, we're talking about Canada here, and do you really think we're getting counterfeit, adulterated Canadian drugs?
Yeah, you guys. I'm sure
there's obviously more to it than just the safety aspect.
Yeah, I guarantee,
especially when many countries have the same, if not better, standards of safety.
I guarantee lots of places are giving faulty drugs in the States anyway. Guarantee it, fake drugs.
Oh, that too. You know? We have people producing drugs that don't do shit, and they're able to be on the market for no good reason for a very long time. It's crazy.
And like some people are the weirdest part is people literally order drugs off of Wish. I've seen people order like stuff off of Wish. Illegal. Oh, it should be. And they're like, oh yeah, there's like you're to lose weight, take this pill daily. No, I don't need to lose weight. I'm 125 pounds.
Oh, this says even Trump likes it.
Yeah, so
action reviews with both parties, including Trump doubling down on the import burst. So I mean, everybody's mindlessly saying, yeah, we could import the drugs.
Let's do it. Why is it so expensive?
Knowing full well that when it comes down to it, it'll be a subset and will never have a major impact on the healthcare industry.
Yeah, because there'll be something. It'll be something that is so little. Like, oh well, you can get Tylenol. Woo! And I'm just saying that again, but like.
Yeah,
T3s,
Tylenol.
Tylenol 3s. So
It'll be things that don't even cost that much different between America and Canada, and then they'll make sure to get their
but
piece
it
of it
makes
too.
sense.
So.
Like, how much if you were going to buy? Just say you went to go buy 24 Tylenol. How much would that cost you?
I don't know.
Okay, no, hard to say. So
You buy Tylenol once and you don't buy it again for a long time.
not me.
Well, if you're like me.
Yeah, I'm sure Jay's goes through lots of it. So
Yeah, perhaps.
but yeah, okay, so that's
So
good
it
on
says
you.
the Florida program is going to be authorized for 2 years, but the imports aren't going to start right away.
The pilot project.
Under federal requirements, state officials must first test the drugs to make sure they're authentic and relabel them. Oh, you get to test
I
it.
always wanted to be a tester.
Oh, you said that good shit.
Yeah.
Who gets to test them?
Yeah.
And which ones you send in?
A medical grade marijuana,
And we got to relabel them so they think they're from America. This is, we're going to say the U.S. standards.
So
it has to say made in America.
But I'm pretty sure Canada standards is much higher than Americans. A lot of American stuff is not approved in Canada because
how do you even decide something's good?
Because if it has 1,000 things saying that you might die, Canada's like, yeah, maybe not a good idea. Like 500, yeah, but 1,000, no. Yeah. So
DeSantis, who is battling Trump for the presidential nomination, previously sued the Biden administration for allegedly delaying approval of the import program. So I thought we just had all three of these guys like this thing.
Well, Biden says a lot of things.
This guy's fighting this guy, and this guy's also suing
so,
this guy
they
for
all,
not liking
they
this
all agree,
enough.
but they aren't fighting. But yeah, I still think it was a mistake for DeSantis and Trump to start fighting. DeSantis should have waited.
DeSantis,
I think he ruined his chance. He ruined his chance. If he waited 4 more years, he might have been able to do something. Finish up in
he
Florida.
wanted to be the guy.
Finish up in Florida
because that said I can be the guy after Trump.
He was timing out in Florida. He was done his run. He couldn't rerun. So then he could have took a few years off, started his next campaign, and boom, he would have won 2028. Now,
well, yeah, and by take a few years off, you mean get appointed in a cabinet position under the Trump administration.
Exactly, right?
So you can drag your nose across the sweet, sweet, crusty butt.
Yeah.
And then, get yourself in a position where your name is still everyone's, ears as far as the service.
Look what I did in California, right? So.
And then Trump is not your enemy at that point, or on the ballot against you after he's done his 2 terms.
And then you have all the Trump
guy
votes.
You can't beat.
Then you can have all the Trump votes from Florida.
And you can spend 4 years making sure you're just mindlessly agreeing with him. And it doesn't have to be DeSantis. Anyone can step up and do this.
Vivek. I don't think he would hire Nikki Haley, but maybe. So.
But I think DeSantis is too late. He's done too much. Yeah. He's not even going to get a cabinet position. Is my prediction. I think he's really screwed himself.
I don't think it was him more than his team, but yeah, they did a whole bunch of sketchy shit on YouTube, making fake videos and stuff, AI, and that was a while back before we had our show. But yeah,
So this says the FDA is likely to face legal challenges, and then has a quote here from the Pharmaceutical Research and Manufacturers of America, that big pharma. Their statement is, "We are deeply concerned with the FDA's reckless decision to approve Florida's state importation plan."
Because they're gonna lose money. That's what it's about.
That's fighting words. They're just calling you out, Canada.
They want you dead or poor, if not both.
They want to make you the drugs and say what the price of that drug is, and if you live or die, they set that price point.
So. I don't know. I wish you could do more. Because even here for some things, even insulin and stuff is expensive. I don't think it's expensive here as there, but yeah, it's crazy. So.
And this article, you're sometimes critical of AP News, wondering what their bias, but even they're saying this started under Trump.
Yeah.
So does that help reassure you on their bias at all?
No, and actually, it's funny to say people have been coming to Canada and Mexico. The Simpsons made a episode about how everyone was going to Canada for cheap pharmaceuticals. We're here and all that, because it gets quite a bit cheaper, which is insane, because a case of beer down in the States is it's a lot cheaper than a case of beer here. So, but something that can save your life is more expensive there than it is. So anybody in Florida? Hopefully you guys can start buying some drugs.
It says it includes a number of drug classes, including medication for asthma, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD, diabetes, HIV, AIDS, mental illness.
So yeah,
who knows what all that's
a lot of shit, right? Medication availability for certain, for including foster children, inmates, certain elderly patients, and eventually Medicaid.
So wait, this is how we roll out medication. If we're not sure it's safe, we give it to
The foster children and
foster
the inmates. You guys, like, here you guys go.
If it goes well in foster children, then we might let inmates have it.
Then the elderly,
then elderly.
Let's test it, you know.
Certain elderly.
That's sad. Elderly. That's horrible.
So, and then eventually, if you're on like Medicaid and you're like, oh, you need it. Okay, there's no foster child I can give.
Who's testing this? The foster children say.
Like, what the fuck? That's weird.
Okay, well, I don't think I have too much more
like
on
most
this.
developed nations, Canada sets limits on the prices drug makers can charge if they wish to enter the market. Yeah, we don't do that here.
Yeah, that's
until recently, the U.S. government had almost no leverage over the prices set by drug makers. Only in 2022 did Congress pass a law allowing the federal government to negotiate prices for a small number of medications, literally a list of 20. Which is why I expect this to be the same thing.
That's because they don't care.
Because you guys are allowed to set a limit, and there's no shot we're gonna allow you to import. We don't have limits. How you make money if you got limits? Or something American.
Alrighty. Wow.
So so this is an interesting one. You may not like DeSantis, but you also may not like the big pharmaceutical industry. So this one's gonna have your head trying to figure out. It's gonna have your head trying to figure out what's going on here. But also, you should be wondering why we can't do something all the other states. Why can't we do something at the Joe Biden level? If Joe Biden, I mean, they mentioned him down there saying he wants to do shit, but
he's not gonna do shit. So.
The only thing he seems to be able to do is come up with emergency funding that bypasses Congress approval.
To send away
to send to another country,
Which in the long run
goes
he
can
back
just
in
do
his
that
own
like
pocket.
it's nothing.
But then it goes back in his pocket. We all know that, you know. So, but
in a roundabout way.
Yeah,
he's benefiting.
That's how you launder money. Come on. So, but
I mean, Biden's paid for life at this point. I think he'll be fine money wise, but
they get greedy. Like that's everybody. They get greedy. They want everything. They just don't want a little bit of money. They want your money. They want my money. They want everybody's money.
Well, I don't even think it's that. I think it's they want to help out their other buddies, their rich buddies, their rich friends,
their families, and they want their great
people in their neighborhoods.
They want their name Biden. They want the Biden name to live on forever. That's
it could be the Biden greater extended family or even close family. It doesn't matter. I mean, it's just important to recognize that it's not just Biden and his getting it for himself. Like he's got other people pulling his strings, like every political person does. The moment they take money from PACs and political action campaigns, they are then beholden to actions that you and I don't know that they're going to do for those reasons that we're not allowed to know. That they took a lot of money in order to make that decision. So,
all right. Well, I think we only have 2 more stories left here.
We do. The next one's from Fox News.
All yours.
Is it?
Yeah.
Virginia officials shut down viral TikToker's tunnel project. This sounds more like a you story. It's got a TikToker in it.
Oh, I don't really do TikTok.
You love TikTok.
I don't love TikTok. We posted one video from Borderline Banter on TikTok. I think it's got 0 views.
If you pull up your phone, can you actually look at a TikTok? Because my answer to that is no.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, it would say you need
to
log
Virginia
in
officials shut down viral TikToker's tunnel project from Fox News.
Whoa.
And there's an ad for Kick.
Hey, there's a Kick ad. Sure, yeah, gamers wanted. Good to see Kick throwing itself out there.
Yeah.
They got a Fox.
Unfortunately,
News,
everybody who watched this right now is already on Kick, but
true. I mean, this is like preaching to the choir, but Fox News extends to a lot more people. So
Kayla has gained over 500,000 followers for a video showing her constructing a tunnel under her house.
Have you seen any of these?
No, but funny.
I'm not clicking play on this.
And
this is
funny enough, not funny enough, but this is going back like 8 years. But just around the corner, somebody had a tunnel dug underneath their house. They just didn't tell anybody, and they had a whole bunch of stolen goods down there. But okay, let's go on to this one. So.
Well, I don't think she's doing that.
No, she's filming it, to try to get views, And it's kind of... So, a TikToker viral plan to dig a tunnel under her house was stopped by Virginia officials barring a phone inspection.
So, they want to bring inspectors in to make sure she's building it to code.
Well, yeah, you can't just dig underneath the house. There's structures and all that.
Well, why not? It's your house.
Yeah, but if it caves in, they gotta... you hit pipes, you can hit something, right? There's lots of things. Gas lines, water lines, electric lines. So.
Yeah, but like.
Cave in, then they have to send a rescue team to
I'm
save
inside
you.
my house and I'm making
OSHA, though.
How you watch
It's
me.
OSHA.
You shouldn't be allowed to watch
It's OSHA. You can't. You gotta anyway.
You know.
So but they wouldn't even know. But she's posted on TikTok. She should have made.
So what if we went the other direction? What if I started putting ladders on my roof? Would they come in and say you can't do that? It's unsafe to climb on those ladders. Even though I've now got 7 ladders stacked on top of each other.
I'm sure they probably somebody would call the cops on you. Yeah.
No, we need to make sure these ladders are up to code. Well, I should be able to be unsafe, right?
Again,
isn't that what American freedom is?
So
freedom to be stupid.
Okay, so what's this tunnel? Why is she digging a tunnel?
You know, for normal reasons. It's a storm shelter.
I guess. Okay, let's go down.
Oh, well, she started by constructing a storm shelter, I guess.
Yeah.
So she recreated a phone call, reenacting the conversation, telling them.
Yep, one of those stupid TikTok calls. I hate those. Yeah.
Yeah. Is that a thing?
They did give me a stop work order, require me to immediate evacuation by evaluation. See, I fixed myself.
Evacuation.
Well, it's far. I can't look at friggin' anyway of a professional engineer. Which I agree. You can't just be. Like, it's your house, but you don't own the ground underneath the house. You don't own the land, not the dirt. That made no sense at all.
The dirt is the land.
No, underneath though.
Fool.
You only own.
And yes, you absolutely do.
You only own the first 3 feet. So I don't know. That's nothing. I'm just.
That's not
saying
true
bullshit.
Either.
So up and down. Like,
how do cemeteries work?
But okay, so
no, you own a plot of land. You own the land. If you could dig to the Earth's core, go for it. Have fun. You will not get very far. There is a very hard layer you will get stopped on. But good luck to you. That's the actual limit. Is you'll get to the point where you can't go. But anyways, her quote goes on here. Fortunately, contrary to rumors here, it is constructed entirely below the slab of my house, and it shouldn't be too hard to get the permits and approval. Oh, and also a really hot layer, says Jay.
Yeah,
that's probably a problem one too. If you make it through the hard one, it gets hot, or maybe the hard one is hot as well.
Okay, then but like I can't even put a new bathroom in my house without pulling a permit. So, by law, right? Now, people do things all the time, but you have to pull permits, building permits and shit like that. How cities are ran, right?
Well, depends.
Most cities, major cities. But, okay, so
I mean, we're speaking from a United States and Canada perspective.
Yeah, I guess different.
So just keep that in mind that, like, we're likely not the way it works everywhere. Like, yes, we have these building codes and weird things that make it so we can't build houses for people.
So yeah, the town is working with the property owner to correct any violations and ensure the property is safe, compliance with the code.
Yeah, they're probably not going to make her change anything. They just want to come in and look at it. But the funny thing is, and I say that because I've watched a couple clips, it's clean, like super clean. Like it's not.
Okay, but they still gotta do it. But they still gotta do it.
That's why I'm saying they're just gonna go look at it and then be like, yeah.
Because if they don't and something happens and they could say, hey, we like if they say something they didn't and something happened, oh shit could have went round, or you know what I mean? Like they could.
What do you mean? She dies or whatever. She can't sue somebody. Right. Like if it goes wrong, you would say you would sue the contractor who did the thing wrong. But you did it yourself. You can't sue yourself.
I don't know.
Like, the risk here is to yourself. That's why I'm saying, like, isn't this fundamentally un-American to say what you can or can't do underneath your house?
Because
barring the pipes, which are considered not yours, the pipes and stuff that flow under it are actually specifically stated that you do have to do something with those. But outside of that, what's the problem is? It's not very.
But again,
free.
it's different. But like here, well, America's not free. I hate to tell you, there, buddy.
And the reason I say that, like, it's your own safety that's the concern. I pre-read this. The neighbors who called this in were doing it because they were worried about themselves.
Okay, well, depends how.
So here it is. Right? It's kind of crazy, kind of funny. Not going to lie, but definitely I have some concerns with whatever she is doing. Like the area around us is soil and whatnot. Oh, they sound like you.
So and whatnot. Yeah.
Just making sure she's not damaging the properties around. So they're worried about their properties, not even the thing you're worried about, like her hurting.
Well, that's American for you. They care about their property over people. So, come on. That was mean. I'm sorry to my American followers.
Another
our
man
American
commented,
followers.
if I remember correctly, maybe last summer, I just started hearing like not rock blasts, but just loud noises, and some dude was like digging dirt out.
Yeah. So,
Like they don't even sound worried, like, and they're worried about things that don't even make sense to be worried about. Like, leave this lady alone. She's doing nothing wrong. And don't come in and inspect because you're going to charge her an inspection fee. That's what it's really going to come down to.
yeah, that's exactly
That's
it,
the
right?
reason we
So,
have building codes is so we can get, you know,
for
there's
building
some
permits. Yeah,
pocket.
so you have to pay money for
You
it.
gotta pay that money. Somebody's got to get that money.
Yeah.
Even though it's your property, your hole, you're digging it, you're doing the work, you're pouring the cement, making the concrete blocks by hand, using a cement mixer that she has down there. It's pretty sick. You should go check out her videos.
Okay, yeah, well, that maybe. I'm sure now that we talked
She
about it.
mixes her own concrete, makes her own cinder blocks.
I'm sure now that we
Crazy.
talked about it, it's gonna pop up in my.
Maybe. Is it just Kala? That's so weird. I can't just Google Kala. Also, I'm not gonna go to TikTok, so she better have YouTube. Oh, I ain't seen none of
Okay.
this.
Well,
I saw it through Reddit, which Reddit allows me to see into the world of TikTok slightly. It's a safe glimpse. It's a small glimpse.
All right.
TikTok
Well,
is dangerous.
we do have one more story here. Coming back to Canada, I believe. It's a pretty messed
Yeah.
up story too, actually. Shame
Logan,
on
Canada?
anyone involved on this. But sorry, I'm just checking something here. Okay. From Global News, Ontario woman found dead after police allegedly don't respond to 911.
Yeah, no, that's not a good headline.
Yeah,
That's
so I'm
bad.
not gonna lie, I did pre-read this one because I was like, wow, what the heck?
I'm not gonna allow ads.
So yeah, so an Ontario woman, apparently she was being abused by her boyfriend, husband, I'm not 100% sure, domestic, maybe not the boyfriend, Ray. It just says domestic violence. But yeah, she was being abused, she called 911 and they didn't show up. So
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the
Makes
Special
sense.
Investigating Unit, the CSI, was from SIU, said released Wednesday that the Thunder Bay Police received a 911 call about a domestic disturbance at 2 a.m. on December 30th, but nothing happened, right? To cancel, right?
So yeah, the SIU says officers did not respond to the scene.
Watchdog also notes
Watchdog.
officers received a second 911 to call to cancel. The first, okay, so the second one called to cancel, but when there's a domestic call, you always show up, you know? Because she's being abused.
Oh, okay. So the second call was the same place.
Yeah.
But likely, I mean, it was either she was forced to call back and say
Yeah.
don't come, or he called back and said don't come.
Yeah, which I hope it
Right.
wasn't him. But yeah, that's what they do. That's why they say order a pizza. You know, you've heard
Okay,
that one,
then
right?
there was
So,
a third 911 call. Oh, well, yeah. There's the wink, wink things.
yeah,
that-
so
and there's like girl code and all kinds
Yeah.
of things I've heard about. The SIU says a third 911 call was made from the residence to indicate the woman was found dead inside.
okay, wow. So when the police, so
So wait, did he kill her and then call?
I don't know. Like, I have to see what time was she found dead. What time was it? So
So 2 investigators and 1 forensic investigator has been assigned to the case. This is the victim, I'm assuming, right? Jenna
yeah.
Ostberg.
alright. Plastic wrap. So what? Okay, in the interview, they found her close to them. Their
With-
daughter died with plastic around her neck. I believe it was suicide.
Plastic around her neck. I don't understand.
Something. I didn't read this far down. I only read the first bit.
Yeah,
That's
that's
not
fair.
that
But
for
like,
them
I'm
to
just trying
say.
to think like of like the suicide methods. I did that, and you know, you should never do this. FYI, we got a ending of our show to remember.
Okay, yeah.
But like, I'm trying to think of how this even works, and I don't understand a plastic around the neck. That doesn't. That
And-
makes me think of like a plastic bag situation, but you don't kill yourself that way. You kill someone that way.
yeah. Well,
You don't do that.
I'm not. Yeah. Okay. But that. Yeah. No. But yeah. But that's a bizarre way.
It's not for them to say.
We've
Well,
had
yeah,
to
of course,
start
of
our
course, the-
investigation.
the,
Yeah. So
autopsy will determine if it was murder and the cause of death. and all
But
that
like,
stuff.
okay, if there's 2 911 calls, one at the beginning for domestic thing, and then one after, it doesn't matter. There's certain rules. I know here in my province, anything domestic, they have to show up. They have to show up and knock on the door, even if you call back and cancel. No, there's zero. Okay, they say zero tolerance, But domestic abuse has been so bad in this country, in America too. Domestic abuse is a big thing, probably one of the number one killers, because that's exactly what it is. So when there's a call, they should show up. Does it say anything else below? Right?
We have no comment on the investigation or from the police, is the woman's father saying. So apparently he's starting his own investigation. I don't know. Well, no, you're not supposed to do that, Batman.
But yeah,
I mean,
your
the
daughter
police
died.
not letting them know.
But your daughter died. You're gonna be pretty upset. There's some weird shit going on. I would.
Yeah, and this also says they haven't publicly commented. The police haven't, so we're not going to get the police's side on this. So we may not have much more here. One thing I'm noticing here is this talking about the First Nations.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming she's a part of the First Nations.
So, and that's another big problem here in Canada is that the First Nations don't get. Stop again. Nations don't get enough. Like they do. I've seen them treat they don't treat the First Nations as well. It's getting much better than it has over the years, but it's still not 100%.
And this is Indigenous Canadians, basically, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. It's just for our American audience. We're dumb. We called the Native American people, the Indigenous Americans, we called them Indians.
Because they still do. We still do here too. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah,
so. And you know what? Most natives, we call them natives mostly, actually, which is, I don't know if that's bad, but that's just what
native or indigenous seems fine to me. That just means you were here.
No, like I had a boss who from I had a boss from East India, and I'm like, then the Indians. He's like, oh, what, me? I'm like, no. The native, and he's
that's
like,
where it gets awkward.
So that's why,
Indian people too.
So you say, like, exactly, it's not trying to be racist. It's like, yeah, the native guy, right? It's like, boom, right? But yeah.
But also I'm American, so people always make sure I clarify because, well, I'm American. We did it wrong for too long.
Yeah. So in a social media post Thursday, he was critical of the lack of the police response. Which So
yeah, I mean, it's fair. Yeah. If you're a parent and you lose a child, you're gonna want answers.
Yeah.
And also, especially like this is being a First Nations, and you were saying they're not treated as well. You probably go in with that expectation that they're not going to give you the same treatment. Now you're feeling it, so your anger is gonna build.
No, I'm not gonna say for as a not everybody, but just in the long run, like.
Yeah. And he's taken this and at least pointing it hopefully positively, because it said he's going to investigate. He's going to do his own investigation, which hopefully just involves trying to figure out and not get physically involved in anything. Who knows? Parents do weird things.
Is there anything else? Is that?
More about the background of the family and the girl.
Yeah. Okay. Well, just super.
Which is fine. I mean, it looks like we'll have to wait for a follow-up.
Yeah. I'm sure we will. But
they're waiting their loved ones' remains to be returned from Ontario coroner and planning funeral services next week. So they haven't even been able to lay her to rest yet, the family. So,
but it's best to get the proper autopsy and find out what happened.
Yeah, I'm sure they want those answers. So,
hey,
which given the circumstances with the 3 911 calls, we're already making guesses at what we think it is.
But there's only two.
Seems like
there's only two, and then the third one was about the body. So,
well, that means 3 calls.
Yes, I'm just saying.
And also, who made that third call?
The parents. So,
does it say that?
Well, it says if you roll down, it says the third. Okay, I go scrub. No, I did say said they have the plastic bag.
It was made from the residence, but that's where all 3.
Yeah, the one found dead. I swear, screw up a little bit more. I don't. Okay, I might have read that in my head. Who knows? Okay,
but yeah, maybe I missed something, but I didn't think so. Yeah. So I mean, there was the first call was obviously it had to be her calling, right?
Yeah, second call could have been her.
Hey, I need help. The second call, we're not sure. I would say it was. He probably made her call back.
If that's that, we don't even know if there was a he. They don't mention any he here. So.
Do they not? Domestic. Did I just assume
I said that too. I corrected myself. Domestic
disturbance. Okay, well, yeah.
Domestic could be roommates. Domestic could be parents' daughter. Domestic, it could be anything. You know what I mean? Domestic could be anything. Domestic is if you live it together in a fight. So go up, scroll up a little bit more. Scroll up just a little bit more. Yeah, so that the top paragraph there. An interview Thursday, Global News. Her parents said police told them to. Oh, okay, my bad. Okay, sorry.
Well, and why would police tell them that if they were the ones that made that?
That's
third
why I
call?
said.
They
That's
would
why I
have
said
been
my
aware of that.
bad.
So
I
that actually may
corrected
rule
myself,
them out
yeah.
as the ones who called, which is what's confused me on that.
That's
third
what I'm
call,
saying. I
like-
was wrong. So somebody could, yeah, but they're looking into it. They're hopefully moving more.
Yeah, we gotta wait for more on this because this isn't like Florida. They won't give us any details. But obviously, that's a crazy headline. You know, to find out 911 is called and didn't come, and then a bad thing happens. It's like, well, duh. We were calling you for a reason. You had one job. Well, not
Alrighty.
really. In America, unfortunately, we give them a lot of jobs. Too many jobs, if we're being honest. We expect way too much from our law enforcement. We should relieve some of that from them.
Okay, well, thank you everybody for being here tonight. We appreciate it. If you haven't already, can you please hit that follow button? We like to get to our goal here soon. We're only 46 away. Yeah, help us get to that goal of 200. And if you haven't already, we are on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, and X, formerly known as Twitter. We post mostly on Twitter and YouTube. But yeah, definitely give us a follow and communicate with us, ask us questions. Also, we are all...
Yeah, I said you were on TikTok.
Yeah.
It's right there.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
You're a TikToker.
Yeah, as I said, we only put some video. Also, if you want to be on the show, we like to have a discussion with anybody. We like different points of views. If you want to debate us, if you have a story to tell, come on by, shoot us a message. It's all here. I will respond, and we will communicate on how to get you on the show. And like we
no promises on that
Yeah,
debate
so-
though. I don't know that we'll actually debate
No.
someone. That's
yeah, I like to debate.
We'll do our
guys.
best.
I'll debate. You and I debate all the time. But yeah, and as always, I like to leave the show with saying it's okay not to be okay. We take, as Dustin said in the last segment there, we do take suicide pretty serious here. It's a very, very... Most people won't even say that. I won't have a problem saying it. It is very important. Suicide awareness is a big thing. So if you're ever out there, you're down, 988 is a phone number, North American wide. Many other numbers there that are written down. And it also shows you signs of friends and family who might be experiencing it. Even yourself, you might not realize you're in a state and you're breathing like, oh shit, there's help out there. Dustin, have anything to say before we jet out here?
just thank you everyone for being here. Hope everyone has a good weekend and talk to everyone on Monday.
Yeah, for sure. We will be here Monday at 7 o'clock p.m. like always. Thank you very much for being here again. And yeah, enjoy the weekend. I will be hosting you to somebody. I know
What do we got?
No, I don't. I've done Sleepy last time, so I'm gonna do this guy down here. I saw him earlier. I just gotta find him. The Shay Dunn. Anyway, here we go. Have a good night, guys. Thanks.
Shadon is playing